What if I told you most people don't fail at the end? They fail long before they realize it. And by the time they call it failure, like it's already too late. Before we talk about how to avoid failure or how to use it, we need to fix one thing first. We need to understand what failure actually means. If you're watching this, chances are you failed at something. Or at least you think you have. We've been taught that failure means bad results, low marks, missed opportunities, quitting something halfway. So let me ask you this. Is it a failure to spend an entire day doing nothing? Is it a failure to try something seriously and still not get results the first time? Is it a failure to start something, realize it's not right for you, and consciously stop? Most people would say yes. But that's not failure, those are just myths we've accepted. Here's what failure really means. Real failure is not trying at all. Real failure is giving up on something you know you're capable of. And the most dangerous failure is ignoring your inner voice, the one that tells what actually matters. Because when you keep ignoring that voice, you don't fail loudly, yes, you fail silently. Failure isn't the opposite of success. Avoidance is. And once you understand this, failure stops being something you fear and becomes something that guides you. Once you understand what failure really means, you start noticing something interesting. The difference between failure and success is not the result. It's the mindset you carry when things don't go as planned. Whenever we start something new, we usually start with energy, focus, passion, and excitement. Everything feels possible in the beginning, but the moment we hit the first hurdle, a difficulty, a delay, a mistake, or resistance, our pace drops. Our excitement fades, and very quickly we label it as failure. That's where the mindset difference begins. Most people believe if it's hard, something is wrong. But that belief itself is the problem. Here's how the two mindsets think. A failure mindset sees obstacles as dead ends. If this is hard, maybe this isn't for me. A success mindset sees obstacles as part of the process. Not as a stop sign, but as training. Hurdles don't mean you're failing. They exist to make you stronger, more capable, and ready for success. A failure mindset constantly thinks, I'm going to fail. Something bad will happen. Something doesn't feel right. A success mindset focuses on control, doing their best, staying realistic, preparing backups, and showing up with full effort, even when outcomes are uncertain. A failure mindset jumps in blindly. No planning, no analysis, just hope. A success mindset pauses first. It thinks, plans, adjusts, and then acts. Not because it's afraid, but because it respects the process. If you don't change your mindset, every difficulty will feel like a signal to quit. And slowly, progress will feel impossible. But once you shift your mindset, the same problems stop breaking you and start building you. The difference between failure and success is not talent. It's how you think when things don't go as planned. Mindset shapes how you respond to difficulty. But here's the dangerous part. You don't suddenly wake up as a failure. It happens quietly. And if you know what to look for, you can catch it early. Have you ever noticed how something that once excited you deeply slowly starts feeling heavy, boring, or optional? That shift, right there, is where failure often begins. Not at the end, but quietly, much earlier. Most people think failure looks dramatic, a big loss, a public mistake, or a final breakdown. But real failure doesn't announce itself. It whispers through habits. The problem is that we recognize failure only when it's too late, but the signs always appear long before the result. Let me show you some early signals that quietly pull people toward failure. In the beginning, there is energy, excitement, and obsession. But after a few days or weeks, motivation drops. And instead of showing up anyway, you slowly stop working. Not because the dream died, but because discipline never took over. That's the first silent sign of failure. You achieve a little, a small win, a bit of profit, or early recognition, and suddenly you stop listening. You close your mind to feedback, advice, and improvement. Growth stops the moment learning stops. That's another early sign of failure. Instead of respecting time and effort, you start searching for faster results. You avoid struggle, patience, and consistency, believing shortcuts will save you. But shortcuts don't skip effort. they only delay reality. That mindset is a clear sign of failure. You stop doing the hard things. You delay difficult conversations. You postpone uncomfortable tasks. Comfort becomes priority. Progress disappears. That's failure in disguise. When something goes wrong, you blame time, people, luck, or environment. Instead of asking, what can I change? The moment responsibility disappears, failure quietly takes control. Ignore these signs and one day you won't fail suddenly. You'll simply wake up far away from the life you wanted. But the moment you recognize these signs early, failure loses its power. Because awareness creates correction, and correction creates success. Failure doesn't start with losing, it starts with drifting. Now here's the good news. If failure shows signs early, it means you're not powerless. Because once you can recognize failure, you can redirect it. Most people want success, but very few people know what to do when failure shows up. We assume success is the best teacher, but the truth is, success rarely teaches you anything new. Success often makes us comfortable, sometimes even arrogant. Failure does the opposite. It keeps us grounded, aware, and honest. Here's how to actually use failure instead of letting it stop you. First, treat failure as information, not emotion. Every failure tells you what didn't work and what needs to change next. Improve the next step using the last mistake. Progress doesn't come from avoiding failure, and it comes from adjusting after it. Think of failure like solving a puzzle. You try multiple paths, make wrong moves, and learn patterns. You don't call those attempts failure, and you call them part of the process. If you treat failure as a verdict, you stop moving. But if you treat it as data, you keep progressing. In almost everything meaningful, failure is a necessary phase, plus not an end. It's not a verdict on your ability. It's a step toward clarity. And when you learn to use failure this way, it stops holding you back and starts moving you forward.
Most people spend life avoiding failure. But failure isn't the enemy. Misunderstanding it is. Failure isn't falling. It's ignoring the lesson. Listen, adjust, keep moving forward. Then failure shapes your journey. Next time, ask not why me, but what is this teaching me?
If this changed how you look at failure, subscribe for more such videos.